Before you begin, you may wish to find yourself a comfortable, safe space where you know you will not be interrupted, not be interrupted, not be interrupted, not be interrupted, not be interrupted. Hi, welcome to the week commencing the 17th of October, and as promised, our regular Rebel Heart Tarot card pull. So, Rebel Heart Tarot is a brand new deck created by myself, Alice Grist, and Niki Cotton, and cheers. And what we will be doing every week is pulling a card to explore the themes, the vibes, the feelings that are running through this particular week for ourselves, for you, for us as a collective, but also individually. Rebel Heart Tarot really is a card deck that encourages us to go deep into our intuitions and into our own experiences. So please do take what we have to say and ruminate it upon your own stuff that's going on and think about how it might be applied. Allow it to be a catalyst and a conversation starter to your own circumstance. So anything more to add while I shuffle, Niki?
No, other than I just like to watch you shuffling the cards because I like to see the images and think, oh, what's going to come up next?
Well, that's the thing, and it's a little sneaky glimpse for people who might want to pre-order. You can pre-order these cards all over the world, which is quite magical. And they will be with you in December. So please tell your tarot friends, subscribe to our videos, and we're doing these weekly videos, which will give you personal reflection, but we're also doing a series of interviews with the people who played a part in helping bring these cards to life, which are many, many of our friends, family, colleagues, connections, who posed for us, which was lovely and got involved. So on that note, this card is for the 17th of October. And here we have the Ace of Swords, which predates the cards, doesn't it, Niki?
Yeah, it does. That was a photo that I had taken of Bob, my mannequin, dressed in a painting and a t-shirt and things that I had done for my MA, and I was kind of putting an outfit together that I was going to use for a subsequent image that I was producing. And then I just loved it and then edited it. And when we started making the cards, it was kind of like, oh yeah, I need to do something with this. So then Bob became the Ace of Swords.
Yeah, I think what I like about this card is it speaks to the excitement we tend to get when we have a new idea.
Yeah.
So we have this kind of outline of a woman, Bob.
Yeah.
It's got all her balloons. It's that kind of, oh gosh, I've got a new idea and it's going to be the best thing ever and I'm going to do it. I've done it a million times, book ideas, business ideas, some of which come to absolutely nothing and some of which come to really great things. Yeah. But it's that initial bubbling up of excitement that kind of tells us that this is something to pay attention to. Now, of course, all those balloons could pop. That's the thing with these ideas. They could come up, we could put them off. We could say, oh, I'll think about this next month, or I'll think about this in a week, or yeah, maybe I'm not ready yet. And then they all pop and we forget about them and maybe come back around to them in time, but they're not formed. They take nurturing. These wonderful ideas that feel super life-changing, they take some grounding, they take some work, they take, you can't just be this kind of ethereal person. You need to make moves to make them happen. And I think that's the lovely thing about the Ace of Swords, is that we have numerous and never-ending ideas, and some of them we will create into something more spectacular, and some of them will just go pop. But she's forming, she's becoming, they're all part of becoming who we're meant to be in the end. Niki.
I was going to say, she's also got that grounding of her necklace, which is actually is the wire with the plug for the sort of silhouette of the iron that's in her arm. So yeah, there's kind of like, I'm going to point at the screen now, and it doesn't matter if people can't see that but yeah, the kind of the tucked under her arm here with her glittery long glove of and her long dress with, you know, long skirt, painted skirt, but she's got this grounding of this domestic kind of, I can't even think of the word, domestic kind of chore, I suppose, of the iron that is kind of keeping her feet on the ground whilst she's got all these airy fairy ideas of kind of wonder and intrigue with the balloons standing next to her.
Which, to be fair, is kind of how we created these cards. Now, I'm not going to confess to doing any kind of ironing because I'll avoid that like the plague.
Ironing too.
We were, you know, we created the cards within domestic scenarios, both of us with children, you know, running around doing the housewife kind of thing, whilst also being creative people and, you know, servicing that need within ourselves. And I think there's that balance here, isn't there? She is connected to her immediate circumstances, and it's maybe those immediate circumstances that help feed and fuel and give her headspace for all of these ideas. So as a card for the week, have a little think about, okay, there might be some resentments there. You don't want to do the ironing, you don't want to mop the floor, you don't want to take the kids to school, you don't want to go to work, but how is within that ordinary, that everyday stuff, the relentless everyday stuff, how can you make a little bit of space to pay attention to your hopes, your dreams, the things you would like to create, and maybe credit them with real potential. And what you are doing right now doesn't stop you or prevent you from perhaps following through with one or two of them, because it didn't prevent us. And we've created these cards in all kinds of calamity and chaos and COVID and sickness and working and the detritus of life.
Yeah, it is. And I also think it's that connection of being able to find the time, maybe use the chores or the daily kind of the walking the dog, the going to work, the traveling to work, using those little spaces to allow your mind to kind of almost just float and form ideas, you know, do the thinking in those spaces that you normally would be thinking, oh, I've got to get on with the next job. You can kind of allow yourself the time to do the thinking and the dreaming.
Yeah, because everything comes from somewhere, and sometimes we want to be like 10 steps down the route and kind of overnight success, and actually we need all of to be with where we are, to allow the ideas to even begin. And that's the Ace of Swords. Shall I have a little look in the book? So the Red Tarot comes with a book.
Your wisdom.
My wisdom.
Impart your wisdom.
Let's have a look. We've only had these cards a few days, so I have to seek for them. Ace of Swords, new ideas, invention, decisiveness, clarity, and vision. So I'm just going to read a snippet from this so that you are just slightly informed of what it says in the book. The Ace of Swords speaks to ideas presenting themselves and clarity arising. Most often, these gifts of thought come from within, though they can be inspired by others as if from nowhere. So pay attention to what's going on in and around you, the conversations, the things that are happening. As with all ace cards, the Ace of Swords represents a potential fresh start. The ideas are as yet intangible and may easily float away if not pinned down and firmed up. Ideas and opportunity require further consideration, commitment, and weight to be brought firmly into material form. So your prompt for the week to kind of write and journal upon is, I am inspired to, and make a list, you know, bring all of those ideas out from in here and put them onto paper, and that makes them real and manifest. Power affirmation, I give time and power to my inspirations. So carve out 30 minutes this week to just begin to really let those thoughts become something a little bit more than just thoughts that can pop.
It's really kind of, it's a hopeful card, isn't it? Allowing yourself, especially coming from last week with the kind of the playfulness of the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. And then playing into this with the Ace of Swords, it's kind of that allowing yourself to kind of do the dreaming, write the things down, but action stuff as well, rather than be passive with it, maybe action it.
Yeah, so I think a gorgeous card for our week ahead. So that's the Ace of Swords from Rebel Heart Tarot, created by myself and Niki. Please do subscribe to this channel. We'll be back next week for a more Halloweeny card, I believe. And also, you know, you can pre-order these cards and get them in your own hands by the 8th of December, which we are scuttling closer to. So just over a month away, you can have these cards. And check out our channel too, because there are other kinds of interviews going on with people who appeared within the cards, and we'd love for you to tune into those. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you again next week.
See you next week.